Hello, my name is Mohammad Sohail Asgar. I am a student of Leeds Faculty University and my course is MSc Cybersecurity. Today I am going to present my MSc Dissertation. The title is Mapping Personality Traits to Cybersecurity Risks, a web-based profiling and recommendation tool for behavioral change. First of all, I would like to thank my supervisor, Sir Ingham Patrick, for providing me guidance throughout the dissertation. I have created a web-based tool that takes personality traits, maps them to cybersecurity risks, and provides personalized recommendations. Most companies are focused on technology to protect their systems, like using two-factor authentication, firewalls, or intrusion detection systems. But the weakest link is humans. Research shows that 80 to 95% of cyber incidents occur due to human mistakes. Human factor is the weakest link. We have to look at human behavior because everyone has a different personality and acts differently. Most cybersecurity trainings are one size fits all. Everyone gets the same advice. No, there is no involvement of human behavior personality. Most programs are focused on completion. No way to check the effectiveness. For example, if a person is given the advice to use a password manager, there is no way to check if the person is actually using the password manager or not. So we don't know about the results. While my tool focuses on human behavior and personality traits. How do big five personality traits influence cybersecurity behavior? I will give you some examples. For example, if a person is low on conscientiousness, he forgets updates and uses weak passwords. If a person is high on the agreeableness and neuroticism, he is more likely to trust phishing emails and emotional scams, for example, donation scams. If a person is high in extraversion and openness, he is susceptible to oversharing on social media, for example, sharing their personal IDs or travel plans. This means that cybersecurity risks are not random, they can be predicted by personality. What are the limitations of current training program? For example, if a company runs one or generic course, everyone watches the same video. This is what I mean by one size fits all. If some people are already careful, some people are careless, but they are all watching the same video and getting the same advice. Moreover, they are focused on completion. They are measured by completion. Where a person watched the video, where a person has watched all the slides, where a person has gone through the course, there is no way to check the effectiveness. Just like I said before, if a person is advised to use a password manager, is he actually using it? And how can personality traits be used to generate personalized recommendations? This is where my project comes in. I have built a tool that takes personality traits, map them into cybersecurity risks, and gives personalized cybersecurity advice. Now, how my research works. So, first of all, I'm using 5 personality traits, and I'm using IPV 120 to take these 5 personality traits, and I'm using 5 risks. So there is 5 personality traits. The percentage is mapped to these 5 risks, and according to those risks, the recommendations are provided. And the 5 risks are phishing susceptibility, weak password practices, oversharing information online, emotional manipulation and scams, neglecting software updates. Now, how these 5 personality traits are captured. So, the IPP 120 is a 120 questionnaire, which captures 5 personality traits. Now here I am going to tell about the 5 personality traits that the IPP 120 is capturing. So, it is capturing openness to experience, how curious and creative a person is, conscientiousness, how organized and responsible a person is, extraversion, how outgoing and social a person is, agreeableness, how cooperative and trusting a person is. Number 5 is neuroticism, how anxious and moody or emotionally reactive a person is. Now, I have selected the 120, IPAB 120. There were many. For example, there is IPAB 50, there is IPAB 100, 120 to 40 and 300. I choose 120 because its size seemed to be appropriate. The IPAB 50 seemed too short to collect the details, and the 300 were too long. I thought the people would get bored and would abandon the test. Now it is a validated and widely used in research, so the results are reliable. It connects psychology with cybersecurity. It bridges the bridge between them. Now, how did I make the tool? So I use very simple technology. I use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Simple as that. And for the charts, I used charts.js for the pie chart. Now, how I used to test the evaluation, I chose the ISO IEC 25002 software quality framework for evaluation. I have used this science, no participants were allowed, and I have tested it on 6 areas. Number one is functionality. So, did it give the correct output and is the math working? Yes, it is 100% working. Reliability. This means that is it giving the same output if the same options are selected? Yes, it is giving the same output every time. Number three is usability. Is its interface clear? Yes, it's clear and simple. Then its performance. Yes, it's instant and it's lightweight. It is providing instant response. And its security, since no personal data is being collected, so we do not have to worry about this. So this is also fine. Then there is maintainability. This means that is it easy to update and expand later? Yes, it is. So the aim is achieved here. The aim was to build a working tool that takes personality traits, map them into cybersecurity risks, and provide personalized recommendation. Okay, so now let's talk about the limitations. So one limitation is this is a simple rule-based model and it is using if-then. For example, it is checking if the consciousness is low, then the person is susceptible to using weak passwords and he is giving the recommendation of using a password manager. This is okay, but it can be better. The IPIP 120 uses self-reported data and the users can lie. This means that, for example, in IPIP 120 questionnaire, a person is asked, are you outgoing, really outgoing or not really outgoing, very much outgoing? So he, just from the sheer pressure of answering something online, he might give incorrect data. He might say I'm very outgoing, but in reality, in real life, he is not. So when wrong data will be fed into the system, the web-based tool, then it will be providing wrong results. So one more limitation is that it is using 5 big personality traits: conscientiousness, neuroticism, openness, extraversion, and agreeableness. So it can use more. One more is that there are no human trials. So right now there are no human trials. That's a limitation. No actual human testing is being done. Then one is the issue is that there are only 5 risks are covered. I have only covered 5 risks, but more can be covered. Then there is another issue that the IPA 120 survey doesn't seem too long, but sometimes it seems too long and there is engagement issue. So let's talk about the future work. Now, first of all, we should test it with real user that will prove behavior change. For example, if a person would be advised to use a password manager, later we can check if the person is actually using a password manager or not. Second is machine learning. We can integrate machine learning AI to make the test better. Add more traits. We can add more traits such as impulsivity, dark traits such as narcissism. We can expand risk. We are only using 5 risks, we can use more. Then there is improve engagement. Since I told in the limitation that there is a engagement issue, we can fix it by using gamification. And the last one is integration. So it can be integrated into real world. Companies can use it, schools can use it, training programming can use it once it's completely completed, once all the limitations and everything is completed in the future, if I would have enough time. Now let's talk about the web based tool and let me go through it. So there are 10 questions per page. This is the official IPIP 120 questions. You can see that this personality quiz, you can see it here, and we have to the user can select the options from here. So instead of wasting time, I've already selected the question, and when the person hits the submit button, then this page comes up. So your personality trait score, it is providing scores. He is providing raw scores. For example, neuroticism, extroversion, openness, agreeableness, conscientiousness, all are being provided the score, and it is out of 120. Then there is the mapped percentage, this is the percentile, this is being provided, and then this is the pie chart which is providing the percentile of each and every trait, the total 5 traits. Then we have to click on view recommendation, and the next page comes. This is cybersecurity risk recommendation. This is the recommendations page. So first column is cybersecurity risk, influence rates, score, risk level, and then the recommendation if there is any. For example, this is the cybersecurity risk, phishing susceptibility, and the score is 2, risk level is medium. So the person has phishing susceptibility, and it is dependent on neuroticism and agreeableness. So the recommendation that we are getting here is take a phishing awareness course, practice email verification hot before clicking, enable spam filters. Then there is weak password practices. This depends on consciousness. Score is 1, the risk is high. Use a trusted password manager, enable two-factor authentication, avoid password reuse. Then there is oversharing of personal information, extraversion, and openness. Low risk 1.50. It is not providing any recommendation because the risk is low. I have already mentioned in my dissertation that when the risk is low, the tool is not providing any recommendation for now, but it should be providing. This is in the limitations, emotional manipulation and scams. So this depends on neuroticism, agreeableness. The score is 2, the risk is medium. Pause before responding to urgent requests. Verify stories before sending money. This is where the donation scams come in. Report suspicious interactions. Then there is neglecting software updates. It depends on conscientiousness. The score is 1, risk is high. Enable automatic updates. Schedule a monthly device checkup reminder. Use update tracking apps. So this is web-based tool, and thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time.